happened on Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023. All right, the first game. Wow. After this loss, the Knicks and the Suns, they have the same record, 20 and 18. This one wasn't close. It was an early game. Landry Shaman came back. I think he could be a streamer as long as Devin Booker is out. He obviously played horrible. I mean, the entire team did. But he's gonna make a lot of threes. He's gonna score a little bit. He should have high minutes as well. So let's just go pick him up and see how things go. DeAndre Ayton had 12 points. Nobody played well. Mikal Bridges, they have no defensive stats. Chris Paul was a minus 38 in 30 minutes. Yeah, it was horrible. And this Suns team, to start off the season, they played okay. Now they're dealing with some injuries. They started losing some games. Devin Booker, they lost 3 straight at 4-6. And in the West, you know how competitive it could be. They're now the 8th seed. So I feel like this year's Western Conference is going to be interesting. Playoff matchups, because you got a lot of good teams at like the 7th or 8th spot. So first round matchups, certain teams, it's not going to be a cakewalk. For the New York Knicks, another win at home. Emmanuel Quickly is a must roster at the moment because he's been starting, getting minutes. Jalen Brunson is back. He still started. Quentin Grimes played 36 minutes. Yeah, we also should have rostered this guy. The minutes is super high. He hits a lot of threes. Good efficiency. Randall and Jalen Brunson, the efficiency both didn't shoot over 45%, but the counting numbers are pretty good. 4 threes and 16 rebounds for Randall. And Jalen Brunson, for whatever reason, went 6 for 11. It's just a bad shooting night, free throw shooting night for him. And Mitchell Robinson played 35, which is also really good. Had 10 rebounds and a block. All right, let's go to the next game. The Lakers able to win one on the road. LeBron, 43 points, yeah. With AD out, it's kind of expected. It's crazy he's still doing this at the age of 38. Played 39 minutes as well. He's going to break the record, I don't think, this season, right? At some point this season. And Thomas Bryant is a must roster. I don't really expect him to get this many rebounds, but he did 15 rebounds, 18 points. Pretty solid. But again, he's a guy that's mostly going to give you field goal, a little bit scoring, and not a lot of defensive stats. But as long as AD is out, God knows when he's going to be back, you want to roster him. Patrick Beverley had 3 blocks. Sure, he could be a streamer with AD out. The minute has been up there. Same thing with Dennis Schroeder. But both guys just streamers, right? Oh, yes, and Russell Westbrook got hurt this game. Hopefully it's not too serious. But if Russ is out, Patrick Beverley, Dennis Schroeder, yeah, we got to roster them all. This game also, Lonnie Walker also out. So some extra minutes went to Troy Brown Jr. as well. But Schroeder and Patrick Beverley, we should consider stream both guys. Charlotte Hornets, Gordon Hayward, 26 minutes only. Had 8 points and 3 assists. That's it. Yeah, it's a pretty disappointing game. But I think still a hold, right? Because usually, did he get hurt? If he got hurt, it's a different story. He's not even ranked, actually. PJ Watt, yeah, I would just still hold if he's not hurt, just to see how many minutes he's getting. If he still gets around 30 minutes, I think he's still like around a top 100 player. Like if it's in the playoffs, sure you could drop him versus certain matchups, but I think overall the minutes is there. He doesn't really hurt you anywhere. PJ Washington had 6 fouls in 35 minutes. An okay game, but still in a block with 2 threes. Mason Plumlee continues to just put up numbers: 2 blocks, 14 rebounds, and 18 points, and 6 for 7 from the field. Yeah, continue just to. Every year he finds a way to get minutes and put up numbers. Terry Rozier, 27 points and 3 threes. Sure, finally he shot the ball well, but no defensive stats again. And LaMelo, the percentages are still continue to be horrible, but the counting numbers are coming in: 3 steals and 2 blocks, pretty good. And Jalen McDaniels played 31 minutes. Kelly Oubre Jr. was out this game. If Jalen McDaniels can get around 30 minutes every night, then we would definitely want to think about streaming him. But I think if all the guys are back and healthy, he's not going to get that. The next game went to overtime. The Cleveland Cavaliers, this was a crazy game. The Cavaliers scored 145 points. The Bulls scored 134, so no defense was played this game. DeMar DeRozan absolutely went off, 44 points. with 4 steals and a block. Yeah, great. Patrick Williams didn't really do much, but he could be a streamer for defensive stats. Vucevic played 43, 20 point, 13 rebound performance, but too bad, no defensive stats, and took only 8 shots while played 43 minutes. Zach LaVine only took 18 as well. So DeMar DeRozan is a big boss on this team this year for sure. Had 26 points, 9 for 9 from the free throw line is good. Had a block, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Is okay, but consider they scored 134 points, 26 from Zach LaVine is not that impressive. Ayo Downsamu played 33. He doesn't. Caruso is the guy we want to have, even though he only got 22. Let's just hold on to Caruso and see how things go. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, the biggest thing is Donovan Mitchell scored 71 points. That's what the top 5, right, ever. But this game went to overtime, so it's a little bit different. Like Devin Booker had 70 points, a couple out, but no overtime, right? If you go to overtime, could easily score another 5 point or so. But still, regardless, very, very impressive. Huge game from him. He missed 5 free throws. Otherwise, if he were perfect, 76 points. Who knows? If it goes to another overtime, he could break Kobe's 81. If he goes double or triple OT. But crazy game from Donovan Mitchell. But, after this game, he jumps at a couple of other spots, yeah? He's still 12th ranked player, but averaging 29 points on the season now. Karis LeVert, we know Darius Garland also. Oh, that's why. No Darius Garland, so Donovan is going to just continue to put up crazy numbers in the next couple games. Karis LeVert, if you want to stream him for the next couple of days, his minutes going to go up a little bit. But his shooting is pretty horrible, 2 for 13. If you don't care about the percentages, you could have him for a few games. Jared Allen went 9 for 10. Kevin Love, actually, with Devon Mobley out, Kevin Love is a guy we want to stream. He had 17 rebounds. You could stream him for points, rebounds, and threes. But yeah, they were really thin yesterday. That's why Donovan took 34 field goals and had 71 points. That wasn't talked about, but that's crazy. 71 points is no easy feat for any guy. All right, next game, Toronto, and it actually mattered because it was in overtime. It was a close game. The next game, the Raptors lost to the Indiana Pacers. Scotty Barnes had 2 blocks, 8 assists, 8 rebounds, 23 points. Pretty good game all around. OG struggled from the field, but hit 3 threes. Got to get those defensive stats. In this game, they went back to speed, play small. So Gary Trent Jr. played 40 minutes. Hopefully, he can stick in the starting lineup and get the minutes. Right, 40 minutes, highest on the team. 5 threes, 2 steals. But overall, he's been disappointing. Speaking of disappointing, Fred VanVleet, I would be careful buying low. Like, I don't think he's going to be a top 20 player this year. So I'll be a little bit careful. It's not a small sample size. It's been half the season. There's going to be a week or two that he put up great numbers, but this year, for whatever reason, maybe injuries, just doesn't really have it. Pascal Siakam had 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 26 points. Pretty good. I mean, all the Raptor guys, other than Fred VanVleet, the other guys are playing up to standard. Also Gary Trent Jr. because he wasn't starting, not getting the minutes. For the Pacers, Buddy Hield, crazy efficient night. 4 threes, 19 points. Decent game from Buddy. Aaron Naismith struggled a little bit from the field, but I think he's a guy that we want to have. We could stream for some efficiency. Doesn't really turn the ball over, can get some defensive stats. Miles Turner had a double-double with 2 blocks. Overall, not bad. Andrew Nembhard, I think it's okay. We let him go. Everybody's already back. The minutes is, he was in a bit foul trouble, but yeah. You have Duarte now. You have Benedict Matthews. He's not going to get 30 minutes in that. So, yeah, even he gets 30, he doesn't really put up too. I mean, every 5 games he'll have one really good game. Tyrese Halliburton, only 8 assists and 2 steals and with 7 turnovers. But it's okay, they got the win. Raptors probably did a really good job defending him. And TJ McConnell, assist specialist, had 3 here. And Jalen Smith grabbed 7 offensive rebounds in 60 minutes. Go to the next game. The Pelicans lost to the Sixers. Okay. Zion Williamson had a hamstring issue, so he might be out for a while. And then Larry Nance Jr. is a guy that we want to have. Trey Murphy, yep, we got to have him. Because with Zion out, Herbert Jones may get some extra few minutes. So those wing guys, Najee Marshall. But I like Herbert Jones and Trey Murphy the best, and Larry Nance Jr. So those are the three guys I mean, they probably need to be rostered anyway with Brandon Ingram out. But yeah, go grab those guys with Zion. Hamstring may be out for a week, so you could stream them for a couple games. So CJ is gonna carry the load with if Zion, most likely gonna miss a few games. 26.6 assists is good. Zion Williamson had an okay 10 for 12 from the field, 7 assists, 6 rebounds is decent. Trey Murphy, same thing. Valanciunas without Larry Nance Jr. He fouled out in 20 minutes, but we gotta try to sell high if you can. Once Larry Nance Jr. comes back, they're gonna just start splitting minutes again. Herbert Jones 30 minutes, pretty good, 2 steals. Just a defensive stats, and he hit a little bit 3, maybe some rebounds. And we look at the Sixers. Joel Embiid played 36 minutes. Dropping a 40-point game is nothing for Joel Embiid at this point. 10 for 10 from the free throw line, stealing the block, 5 assists. James Harden, 8 assists, 2 steals. Yeah, overall efficiency a little bit bad, but Harden this year is 10th ranked player, averaging 22 points, 11 assists. So overall, still great fantasy player. Main thing I'm concerned about is just the health. D'Anthony Melton still getting the 30 minutes, so we're still gonna roster him. Tyrese Maxey is gonna come off the bench for a little bit. D'Anthony Melton, 30 minutes of him, he's absolutely a must roster. Still a block three threes. Tobias Harris took just 5 shots, so that's disappointing. Tyrese Maxey, just don't do anything, just hold on to him. The next game, the Brooklyn Nets, they're really just clicking at this point. Scored 139 points on the Spurs. That don't mean much, but beginning of the season they would struggle to defend, right? So they could probably win, but it was a closer win. But the Nets, they're the hottest team right now in the league. For the Spurs, due to the blowout, low minutes for everybody. Really not much to talk about. Actually pretty disappointing for Pirtle this year. Just 20 minutes, and Zach Collins coming played 19. And also they're doing a lot of resting as well. So even the young guys like Keldon Johnson are going to miss a back-to-back. Devin Vassell, Trey Jones. So the Spurs team, Devin Vassell is the best fantasy player, and then maybe followed by Trey Jones and then Keldon Johnson. Pirtle has been very disappointing this year. Not much else to do. Romeo Langford had a good game a couple nights ago. Now he plays 17 minutes. And you just look at the minutes distribution. Even if it was a close game, right? Guys like Trey Jones doesn't really get 33 minutes. He gets like 28. So that kind of put they don't put a ceiling on their values. For the Brooklyn Nets, KD had an easy game in 29 minutes, 25 points, 11 assists. They're really clicking. 3 steals in the block. Ben Simmons had three steals as well. In 24 minutes, he had 22 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. Yeah, they're clicking. All cylinders. Nick Claxton defending, 3 blocks, 5 rebounds, good. Kyrie played 27 points, couldn't miss a shot. Seth Curry hit 4 threes. And now you have Joe Harris, you have TJ Warren also coming in. Yeah, I mean Joe Harris, yeah, they're really clicking. But in terms of fantasy, not really much to talk about because the bench guys don't really have much value. And for the starters, they've been fairly healthy. KD and Kyrie fairly healthy all year. The next game, the Dallas Mavericks got another win on the road, 111-106. Luka struggled from the field, but still had 39 points. Went to the free throw line 22-20. Yeah, a lot of young guys from the Rockets probably just fouling a lot. You have Şengün have 5, Jalen Green 4, Jabari with 4. I don't know what else to say about Luka at this point. If you got Luka on your team and you're not racking up wins, that's kind of sad. That means you didn't really do a good job building around Luka. Because his weakness is his efficiency. But you should be winning points. If you dropping 16 points, unless you're playing Donovan Mitchell, the last couple of weeks you should be winning. Spencer Dinwiddie had 11 points. That's pretty mediocre. And Christian Wood, would you look at that? Another game, he had 4 fouls. He played 30 minutes, 21 points, 5 blocks, a steal. Yeah, he is being beasting. If you got him, you pound free throw, top 20 player, top 25. Really, really good. If you are low on him, congratulations. Reggie Block played 42. Yeah, not that impressive. Tim Hardaway Jr. Had 5 foot. Yeah, I mean, both him and Reggie Block, those guys just streamer for threes. For the Rockets, Kevin Porter Jr. this year, he's just been outplaying Jalen Green 100%. 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and a block, 2 threes, 25 points. Jalen Green 8 for 12 from the free throw line, 5 for 17, and 4 personal fouls. Yeah, you could definitely argue he's hurting your team. Depending on your team build, he's for sure hurting your team more. From a night category perspective, his ranking is also pretty horrible. So he's a guy in the playoffs you got to think about dropping if, let's say, you don't need the threes. I mean, he doesn't. Tim Hardaway Jr. probably makes more threes on average. So really, just the points. But the points is really, really valuable, right? You're not going to find somebody who's going to average 20 points. And he has the potential to drop 30 every night. But something to think about, like if you know you're going to lose points or if you know you're going to win points, sometimes, especially you go too deep in the playoff, you 100% you cut him. Şengün 5 for 7, a block, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. 5 fouls, good stuff still. Jabari Smith had 2 blocks, okay, and Eric Gordon is still playing 30 plus minutes. So the young guys, they don't really have an opportunity. The next game, the Denver Nuggets, they lost the game to Timberwolves, 111, 124. The Joker, not a triple-double, 9 assists, only 7 rebounds, because Aaron Gordon's got a lot. 12 offensive rebounds for Aaron, crazy. Aaron Gordon, the last 2 games, his efficiency has dipped a lot. He's shooting 60% from the field. 33 minutes here, but again, 16 rebounds is crazy, 6 assists and a steal. Michael Porter Jr. had 4 threes. Why can't he just shoot more shots? Only 9 shots for him, 4 threes, 18 points. Jamal Murray, subpar game. And KCP, I think he exited the game with an injury as well. If KCP ends up missing some time, more minutes for Bones Highland, more minutes for Bruce Brown. Bones Highland, I think, at this point, might be better than Jamal Murray. Although if Jamal Murray gets back to his full, completely healthy, and Jamal Murray is still better. But Bones Highland is pretty elite. He's pretty elite. So maybe we could stream him and Bruce Brown a little bit, depending on if KCP going to miss some time. For the Timberwolves, Kyle Anderson is back. He's a must roster. So if he's out there on the waiver wire, let's go pick him up and until Cat comes back. 3 steals, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. Jaden McDaniels, perfectly from the field, 9 for 10. Wow, a steal and a block. Really good game from him. Rudy Gobert plays just 28 minutes with 5 fouls, guarding. So he had a pretty bad game, but had 2 blocks. But with Rudy, that's how things are. And Jalen Noel with no D'Lo, they blow Denver out. Top team in the West, although they're at home. So that Anthony Edwards played well again, 29 points, 10 rebounds. But you have to think about selling him high because I think when Cat comes back, there might be some other issues. There's a risk there because we've seen what happened earlier this season, right? Nobody's really having a good time. All right, let's go to the next game. The Warriors beat the Hawks into overtime. Wow. 143. A lot of high-scoring games last night. 141. So the minutes, Devontae, played 50 minutes. If you play 50 minutes, I would expect the line to be more stats. But just 25 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. But his assist numbers earlier this season was good. Now has dipped a lot. Trey, 30, huge game, 30 points, 14 assists, 7 rebounds with 3 threes. Okongwu, man, love this man. He's giving, top 25 value the last week or so, maybe top 30. 12 rebounds, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. He's a must roster with Capella out, a must roster. John Collins had 13 rebounds too. I mean, they all had a ton of defensive stats from the Atlanta Hawks. 9 steals and 10 blocks. DeAndre Hunter had 2 steals and 2 blocks, 17 points and 2 threes. So good stuff. And Bogdanovich played 43 minutes as well. A steal and a block, 3 threes, 21 points. The Atlanta Hawks, Bogdanovich is a must roster, and DeAndre Hunter, I think, is just a streamer. Although he had a really good game here. For the Warriors, Dante DiVincenzo, a must roster, as long as Curry is out. He comes in, play 30 plus minutes every night. 9 rebounds, good rebounder, can get assists, can get steals, can hit threes. He did all that. Draymond did not have a triple double, but nice to see Draymond getting those defensive stats and get the assists and the rebounds. Kevon Looney, huge game, 20 rebounds, a block. Oh my God, Klay Thompson had 55 points. Crazy. He took 39 field goals while Jordan Poole took 31. You have to try to sell Klay high. See if you can get a top 40 player, yes. Because without Curry, he's going to shoot a lot more. And he's also going to rest. So it just depends. And he doesn't really provide anything else other than points and threes at this point. So try to sell him. If you can get a top 40 player, do a 2-for-1, top 50. He might have another great week or so. Just try to sell him. Jordan Poole, yeah, same thing, really good. But for him, it's like the points and threes are really nice, and the free. I mean, this year his free throw he's not as good as he was last year. Doesn't really get a lot of defensive stats, high turnovers. So also try to sell him. Try to sell him before Curry comes back if you can. All right, we got 2 more games. Holy shoot, it's Detroit Pistons. Yep, no surprise. Lost to Portland Trailblazers, 106-135. Bogdanovic just 25 minutes and 21 points. The minutes are low across the board because it wasn't really close. Jalen Duren is. You want to have him over Isaiah Stewart. You want to have him. Still in a block, 11 rebounds. It seems like he's got the starting center role locked down for now. He gets a lot of rebounds. He doesn't really get too many defensive stats, but really a good field goal guy as well. So we want to have him. Isaiah Stewart, I don't really know what he provides because since Duren comes playing center, he doesn't really get a lot of rebounds. He's some threes, doesn't really get too many blocks. So yeah, he's just a streamer in my opinion. So D-Bay started because Kaden Hayes is still suspended. Not really that interested. And Jaden Ivey, he's like Jaden Ivey is 100% hurting you more. 6 for 9 from the free throw line, 3 for 11. It's okay to let him go, to be honest. Yeah. Occasionally he's gonna have those big games, but you're way better off streaming that spot. Diallo had 2 steals, but not really relevant, I think. For the Portland Trailblazers, Damian Lillard had 4 steals and 2 blocks. You don't see that very often. Drew Eubanks had 4 steals, but it was against a bad team, right? Against an average team, Damian Lillard doesn't really get defensive stats. Bernie Simmons had 30 points while Jeremy Grant continue to eat with the bad team, 36 points. You got to try to sell Jeremy Grant high as well. Now that the full squad is back and healthy, and Yusuf Nurkic suffered an injury. Hopefully it's not too serious. Otherwise, he probably just had a huge game versus the Pistons as well. Let's go to the last game of the night. The Miami Heat beat the Clippers 110-100. Jimmy Butler, 6 assists, 2 steals, 9 points. Good enough. He's still top 12 ranked player, but bad night from the free throw line, and he gets hurt way too often. So that could be frustrating. But that's what happens when you draft Jimmy Butler. You just know what you're gonna get coming in. He's gonna miss a lot of games, right? But when he plays, he's decent. Tyler Hero continued to play well, 23 points, 5 threes, and a steal. And Bam Adebayo, offensively, huge game, but only 1 assist. 7 for 8 from the free throw line is impressive, but only 1 assist. Come on, a steal and a block. Kyle Lowry, not the best game. And Victor Oladipo, I think he's worth picking up. He comes off the bench, gets around 30 minutes, and he could get a lot of defensive stats. He's a guy that we want to take a look. For the LA Clippers, without Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, 25 points, 4 threes, 3 steals is not bad. Zubac, pretty empty, just 7 rebounds and nothing. Marcus Morris Sr. had 7 rebounds, 14 assists. Yeah, this Clippers team, just looking at it, I mean, fantasy-wise, nobody is really that exciting. Other than Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Zubac, everybody else is out. They might have a good game every 6-7 games, but nobody's consistent. Nobody's getting the consistent minutes. And that's it, guys. I'll see you next time.